Number 1. What was a goal of the Missouri Compromise? A. To return fugitives from slavery. B. To prevent slavery in the cities. C. To help the number of states with and without slavery equal. D. To let each territory decide whether to allow slavery. 2. Which statement is true of the Compromise of 1850? A. Abraham Lincoln proposed the new law. B. Most Americans were happy with the results. C. Officials no longer had to return fugitives from slavery. Or D. California was admitted to the Union as a state without slavery. 3. Kansas was called Bleeding Kansas in the 1850s because of A. Violent fights about slavery. B. Attacks by Native Americans. C. Deadly diseases among colonists. Or D. Injuries from putting up fences. 4. Which group was most angry about the election of Abraham Lincoln? A. Colonists in the West. B. Southern enslavers. C. Northern factory owners. Or D. German and Irish immigrants. 5. All of the following are correct about the court case Dred Scott versus Stanford, except A. The court ruled in favor of Dred Scott. B. African Americans could be forced into enslavement. C. African Americans could be taken into free states and be required to continue enslavement. D. Free African Americans could be kidnapped and sold into enslavement. 6. What is the significance of Fort Sumter? A. It was an arsenal for the Confederate troops. B. It was a conflict between Union troops. C. It was the last battle of the Civil War. Or D. It was the first battle of the Civil War. 7. What was Uncle Tom's Cabin? A. A cabin that the Confederate troops used during the Civil War. B. A cabin that the Union troops used during the Civil War. C. A novel written about the horrors of enslavement. Or D. A novel written about the importance of the Missouri Compromise. 8. What did John Brown do that sentenced him to death? A. He raided an arsenal at Harper's Ferry. B. He raided an arsenal at Fort Sumter. C. He wrote for The Liberator, an abolitionist newspaper. Or D. He raided plantations and freed enslaved people. 9. Use the map to answer the question below. Which two states were admitted to the Union as a result of the Missouri Compromise?